My brother had me committed to a psychiatric hospital to steal my money. 2 orderlies held me down as someone injected something into my arm. I felt a burn run through my vein, and a sudden dizziness clouded my vision. I managed to scream, "I'm Lucia, I'm not insane. My brother wants to lock me up." But no one listened. Or maybe they did, but thought it was just another delusion. 3 days earlier, my younger brother Javier had come to my home. He showed up in the same clothes as always, worn out, unwashed, reeking of beer that seemed soaked into his skin. He never cared to hide the fact that he was ruined. I, on the other hand, had worked my whole life as a lawyer. I owned my apartment and had a bank account with more zeros than he had ever seen. "Lucia," he said bluntly, "I need money." It wasn't the first time. He always had excuses. Gambling debts, quick loans, threats from moneylenders. That afternoon, he asked me for 50,000 pesos. I refused. "I'm not covering for you anymore, Javier. Take responsibility for your own life." His eyes filled with rage, the same rage I remembered from when he was a child, smashing everything if he didn't get what he wanted. That very night, I heard footsteps in the hallway of my building. When I opened the door, I saw him speaking with the neighbor, telling her that I was unwell, that I suffered from paranoid episodes, that I could no longer tell reality from imagination. She looked at him with pity, and I froze, realizing exactly what he was plotting. The next day, 2 private doctors arrived with papers in hand. Javier had signed as my legal guardian. The documents claimed I was a danger to myself. I screamed, resisted, but my own brother played the part of the desperate relative. "Please help her. She's been like this for months," he said with a trembling voice. "She hallucinates. She invents things about me. She thinks I want to steal from her." The performance was flawless, honed by his debts and his need. Inside the psychiatric hospital, they assigned me a white room with padded walls. Every time I tried to explain I was perfectly sane, the nurses looked at me with the condescension reserved for patients in denial. One afternoon, I saw Javier from the visitor's window. He was speaking with the hospital director, smiling with disgusting confidence. Later, I learned he had presented forged documents in which I supposedly ceded control of my accounts and properties to him. My signature was there, flawless. He had practiced it so many times that now he did it naturally. Weeks went by. They drugged me until I was dazed. Every time I protested, they wrote in my file, "Aggressive episode, paranoid tendency." I watched my identity crumble in those notes. One day, a young nurse named Clara whispered to me as she handed me my pills, "Your brother withdrew a large sum of money yesterday. He didn't seem worried about you." That was the final blow. I knew he had succeeded, so I decided to pretend. I took the pills but spat them into a handkerchief. I walked calmly, smiled when spoken to. I wanted them to believe I was getting better. After 2 months, it worked. A psychiatrist authorized a supervised release. Javier came to pick me up. In the car, he looked cheerful, humming a childhood song. "You see, Lucia," he said, "it was all for your own good. Now things are calmer. I manage your accounts and you don't have to worry about anything." I hated him more than I had ever hated anyone, but I pretended to be grateful. I asked if we could stop by my apartment so I could collect a few things. He agreed. We went in together. While he headed straight to the kitchen for a beer, I ran to the desk where I kept copies of my documents. I found the card of a notary colleague I trusted and hid it in my clothes. That night, while Javier passed out drunk on my couch, I dialed the number. I barely managed to say, "I'm Lucia. My signature was forged. Help me." I don't know how much time I have before he discovers what I'm doing, but every word I write now, every piece of evidence I gather, is my only hope of reclaiming what belongs to me and proving that the truly sick one was never me.